Happy Thanksgiving. That's what day it is. It is Thanksgiving morning when I'm making this video, the 24th of November, 2022. Cheers, people. I sincerely hope that you have a special day. Holidays are supposed to be special, so what I hope for everyone is that, besides getting a belly full, that you can share good time with people that you love, and I hope against reality that today will be peaceful in the world, more peaceful somehow. It would be nice if we can get through this holiday without another mass shooting like the one we just had yesterday at Walmart. Sounds like the manager snapped. Not surprising in these days. But happy Thanksgiving. And I'll spend a few moments with you. I want to say that the folks that are messaging me and asking me, like I'm getting messages on Discogs now and email, and folks, I appreciate your appreciation, but I'm not going to respond. Enjoy the videos. And it's like I know what I'm doing. I do not want to open a floodgate. I've done it before, and it's like, okay, this is too much. Let me cut this off. If you like the videos, you like where I'm coming from, please enjoy. But I'm not here to start conversations with everybody all over the world, all over the social media. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll notice that I talk very little. I'll make comments, I'll make statements, but I'm not there to banter back and forth. And people try to get me into these long conversations, and I ain't gonna do it. No. In person, which is unfair because, in many ways, because you're where you are and I'm here and we can't be together. But that's how it is for me. In person, I'd probably enjoy your company a lot. But just through social media, keeping it short. Want to mention this other item I got from Public Eyesore because it's on cassette, but I did actually listen to it. Euphotic, Conjugate Regions. This is Brian Day with Tom Jill and Cheryl Leonard. Tom plays trumpet, and what was interesting as in electronics, but what I found interesting on this was that it was a long time before I could even detect a trumpet in the sounds. Once again, I just want to say this. If you don't know the work of Brian Day, get to know him. If you like sound, Brian is the real deal, and he is dedicated to this work. He works all over the world. Has released some very interesting and daring recordings over the years. So pick up on his work. I encourage it. Someone asked me about my CD burns. I will talk a little bit about it because it's something that anyone can do. And for me, that's what it came about as an art project in a way. As you know, I've been on here for years making videos, and obviously I've been collecting records all my life. I don't know if it was 10 years ago or so, but I noticed that there were a lot of blogs that were posting old, hard-to-find records, but not just posting pictures, but they posted the entire albums so you could download them. And so I decided that, well, I can have this music that I can't find. It's hard to find. Sometimes when you find the records, they're very expensive. So I started downloading and making my own copies of the, burning the CDs and making covers for them like this. And it's real simple. I use the iTunes template. It's simple. I mean, again, it's simple. If you do any construction work or have done any sort of mechanical drawing, or just in general, if you know how to make a template, you just print you print the cover out, and then you make a template for the back and the tabs, and then you do it with some precision, which is what I do. And these look like real covers for the most part, and that was my idea. Is well, let's own these. Shuttah. I forget what this sounds like. The Image Maker. This is some progressive rock. These are some records that I'd love to find, and many of these are very collectible. There's two different bands called Samurai. There's this one. Name of the album is Green Tea. This one I see more often online, but I have yet to come across a copy since it came out. Samurai. There's a connection to Webb, some other bands here. Don't quote me. Miskatonic, too. Santi, Pico. I've never seen a real copy of the record. It's pretty cool. Music from, I think, Finland or Iceland, possibly. Sume, Inuit, Nunaat. Do any of you people have any of these records as I show them? Do you actually own them? Here's one where the artist sent me the record back in the MySpace days, but it had no cover. The Rude Staircase. So I finally found it years later online, found the actual cover, printed it out, and made a cover for the album. This is interesting. Sookie Jump. It's maybe like I don't want to misquote, but I remember this being kind of adventurous and musically kind of daring. Maybe like Sleepytime Gorilla Museum. One of those collectible Duram records from the 70s. Sunforest. Don't like this so much, but still, if I could own it, I would. Same with this one. Actually, I like this more now than I did before. I really get it. Julian J. Savarin. Waiters on the Dance. Kind of progressive. Pretty cool, actually. It's good. Here's a good album. Del Shannon. These are in the S's. When he tried to not to psychedelia. The Further Adventures of Charlie something. Charles Westover. Yeah, this is good. Del Shannon. Here's one I was just playing the other day because it's so hard to find on vinyl. Keith Tippett. Dedicated to You, But You Weren't Listening. Love this work. Love that whole body of work. In T2, it'll all work out in Boomland. Is that this one? Or is that another one they have? But I have this original on an 8-track, but not on vinyl. That's just some of those right there. Let me just see right quick. I've got a ton. Because I'm like that. I'm obsessive, when I get on a jag of something, I do it until I'm burned out on it. Phylter. I don't even know about this band. Can't remember what it sounds like. Never seen the album. Do any of you have this record? Progressiv TM. Dreptul de Ibiza. Records from Europe and Eastern Bloc countries that I never see in Omaha. That's what a lot of these are. Pazop. Psychillis of a Lunatic Genius. Here's one where I recently was able to get another copy. Poet and the One Man Band. I had this as a kid. This band turned into Head, Hands, and Feet. I found it as a cutout as a teen, and I only liked the very last song, Twilight Zone. So I eventually got rid of it. But over the years, I regretted it because I really liked that last song, Twilight Zone. Recently found a vinyl copy of it to replace. Generally what I do once that happens, I take these and I put it in the cover. So I'm going to set this aside and put it in the cover of the album. Pseu. Don't know anything about this. Can't remember what it sounds like. I could go on forever. I could. Here's a band that I want on vinyl but never see. Pierrot Luniaire. Classically inspired progressive rock. Pataphonie. I have the other album with the kind of pinkish cover, but I've never seen this in real life. So that's just some of it. Here's the other Pierrot Luniaire. And I'd like to really have these on vinyl. Very good albums. So there's some of those for you, okay? As I've shown in the past, I make these covers for my own archives because it's fun. Yeah, I showed you some of those, okay? Yesterday, more work on my album. Contacted a artist who I think I've chosen the artist I want to do the cover. I've worked with them before. We'll have to work out the money situation. That's, because I don't expect people to work for free. We'll work it out. I really like his work. I'll talk about him in name later as that progresses. Something else to let you know is that David Nant's band, I made his upcoming album, but I declined to go on the road. So I'm missing, there's a tinge of regret there in that I did not want to go out on the hard-ass road at my age. I don't, I know what it's like. And those guys are all much younger than me. And you rough it a lot. Now, the part I regret is that I'm missing out on the glory of good shows and good nights. And David and Nance are in town tonight for the holiday, and I don't get to play. Not that I don't get to play, but it's like, well, they're playing with Rosalie. She's learned the song, so she's playing bass, And it doesn't make sense that just because they're in Omaha that she would get bumped and, hey, Derek, we're in town, play, I'd love that if that happened, but it makes sense that it doesn't. They're a group. They've been on the road together. They've been bonding. They're playing together. So I'll be on the upcoming David Nance album. But I guess I basically passed on being an active member of the band since I'm not willing to tour. So it's a bit of a regret. Just a few records sitting out. Grandfather is the name of this album. The name of the band is Dear Mr. Time. And I'd have to look this up to tell you where it's from. It looks like it's English. This is that progressive rock that I have a nostalgic love for. And it is at the point where some of this music really is nostalgic. It's like it's part of the past. But it's stuff that I didn't have access to that I still want to absorb. So I enjoyed that. Went ahead and played this yesterday, Ex-Military Death Grips. This is fun to listen to merely from the standpoint of the samples, Stephen Barnett's delivery vocally is over the top and almost insane, and yet a lot of what he says makes sense. But this is really fun, hearing them go from Pink Floyd to Jane's Addiction, Beastie Boys, Magma, wild. Really cool. Cool sound. Got into a Sakamoto jag yesterday. Played this all the way through Media Bahn live. I love Ryuichi Sakamoto. Yes, I know he is ailing from throat cancer. Yes, I know about the new album coming out. Yes, I know about the concert he's doing online, playing the piano. I love this man. Tried to meet him, got to see him with Yellow Magic Orchestra years ago. Got backstage, but had to leave before I could get to him because I was on a shuttle bus. But I got that close. Played this, Sakamoto with Kazumi Watanabe. This is feel-good music. Almost coffee table jazz, but there's just so much personality, and I love Sakamoto's voice on the keyboard so much. It just lifts me up. And his Thousand Knives, the version that's on his solo album, is on here as well. Love Sakamoto. I didn't get to this, but I pulled this out as well. Neo Geo, and if you didn't know, Risky, the single from this album, was sung by Iggy Pop. Have you heard it? It's a great song. Here's one that I finally found it. I misfile things, or I forget how I file things. This is various artists, so I couldn't remember where I had filed it. And I found it under its title, Upanis a Circumstance, which always messes with my mind. And it's like, are they talking about circumscribed penises? Anyway, I just had to put that out. Tropicalia, with everyone from Gilberto Gil to Gal Costa, Caetano Veloso. I love this music. This is a reissue, not an original. And another one from the past, Italian Prague, that's a little goofy sounding but pretty cool. Uno by Panna Fredda. This is not one of the better known albums, but I don't know why, because this one is really good. Organ-led, some good riffs with the guitars too. Good riffs. The vocals aren't too bad. But the album reissue, this is really good. Really enjoyed this yesterday. When it comes to collecting, I'm still after the Italian progressive rock records from the 70s that I don't have. I would still collect any of those that I can afford to get. I do. I still value those. Anything else? I think there was one other thing I forgot to mention. I might have left out. No, put it away. Okay. So, once again, happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate hearing from you folks. You know, I'm glad that the vibe you get from my posts are positive. I'm glad to hear that they're helpful to some of you too. To me, it's just such a simple thing to pass along energy. And I don't have any reason to be passing along negative energy, which I say it many times. I don't understand why anyone is passing along negative energy. It's just, to me, perplexing how we as a species can do everything from learn how to create technology, leave the planet and fly, do all these amazing things with the mind and the body, but we can't figure out how to get along with one another. How strange is that? So if anything, I encourage you to dedicate this day to not just a tradition of mindless acts of eating and watching football and the dog show and Macy's, but take a moment to appreciate and be thankful for things, for yourself, for who you are, for what's in your life, the people in your life. Cultivate gratitude. That would be such a helpful energy to share, rather than us being stuck in this loop of wanting to acquire things, and so we're at each other's throats. That's why Western society is in such a bad shape. It's because we want stuff rather than we want to create a good life and provide for people's needs. Those two items aren't even on the menu. It's just every man out for himself and get what you can. Sad. So do the opposite. Raise some positive energy. That's what I'm trying to do here. Okay, Stephanie, if you see this before you hit the road to see the family, travel safely. I plan to join you all via Zoom this afternoon for your Thanksgiving meal. I'll be here at home. Not especially concerned about getting a plate of food, of Thanksgiving food today. If it happens, it does. If it doesn't, it wouldn't be the first time. And it's no big deal, because I know I am loved. And that's what's most important. I hope you feel that too, folks. Acknowledge your love. Share your love. Love yourself. Okay, that's enough.